What up, everybody on the YTBC? Bear with me just a second. I'm just okay, so we got some. Why the hell? My bad, guys. Oh, that's because this was the end of the day. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just signed into my work computer a little early. Because when I now with the job I got, in order for me to sign into my phone, or sorry, sign into my computer, I have to use an app on my phone. So in order to do this live, I went ahead and logged into my work computer early. Um, Technically, I start in like a minute. Hey, what up, Boxing God? What up, Sin Amosi? Um, oh, damn, Boxing God 7. Are you in another part of the world? Like, are you in the States or are you in another part of the world, if you don't mind me asking? What up, Mo Boxing? How's it going? So, you know, I'm going to be talking about this whole situation with Spence and all that, and just give y'all my take. Uh, Real quick, before I get into that, a couple things that I want to address real quick. So, first thing is, uh, I am working on a parody. All right, there's a parody I've been working on for a little while now, and I mentioned it on Black's channel, and I mentioned it in other places. And I'm just letting y'all know, just for anybody who's caught those lives where I mentioned I'm working on parody, I am putting that parody on hold. In the lyrical department, I have come to a standstill. It's kind of funny because the song that I've been writing this parody for, it kind of clicked up until like the last couple, or I should say, like the last, I'm gonna say like 10% of the song. Like in 10 minutes, I wrote almost a whole song, which is easy when you're doing a parody. It's not. It's not really. It's not really amazing, if I'm being honest. Like you know, and but I came across a roadblock. That's because other songs that I've done have been like, for the most part, like classic rock or pop or whatever. Those aren't too difficult. This one I'm doing now, it's a rap song. When it comes to rapping, you got to deal with rhyming. I know there's rhyming in other genres. Anyways, I've come to a point where I've kind of hit a roadblock. So I am still gonna come out with that. It's just gonna be I'm putting it on hold because there's other things that I want to work on too, and I don't want to not be putting out any content. Um, hey, what up, Ecstasy? Oh, New Orleans, damn. So you just go to it's early. It's earlier for you than it is for me. Boxing God 7. Damn, you go to the gym that early? Hey, what up, Willie Boy Slip? What up, Lebanon Hebrew? Real quick, Lebanon. Just letting you know, my lives tend to be usually just me. However, I do open a panel from time to time. I really wanted to do a panel already this week, but it didn't work out. But I do plan on I might have a panel by the end of the week. So just wanted to because I know you're fairly new to my channel. So, anyways, but yeah, I'm doing this parody. I've hit a roadblock, and there's other. I don't want it to hinder like me putting out other content, which I know I haven't put out anything this week yet. But that comes to my next little thing I want to address real quick. There is actually another piece of content that I'm working on. I don't want to give too much information away on it, but it's going to be way different from anything that I've ever done before. This is something that I think will be funny. It does have to do with boxing, but it's gonna, I'm I've already got the concept worked out. Right now, I'm in basically what would be pre-production, getting certain images together, getting certain things edited together. And I think y'all are gonna find it funny as fuck. Um, of course, comedy is subjective, but yeah. Um, hopefully, hopefully it won't take that long for me to get this together. Um, I'm really excited for it, to be honest. I really am. What up, Boxing Lounge? So yeah, I'm really excited to get that stuff together, and I just want to talk about this whole thing with Errol Spence Jr. Um, and what I think. Okay, now, first off, anytime that a boxer has an injury, especially when it is this close to the fight, if it was something that happened like a month ago, month and a half, 2 months ago, I don't think there would be so much conspiracy talk. But because it is so close, and this has happened a lot as of late, like a week before a fight's supposed to happen, a guy catches COVID or has an injury, and it's just very strange that that these things happen. It's natural for us, the fans, to want proof. I've already said I think that Tyson Fury is lying. At first, I said he either lied or got it on purpose. Now I just think he straight up lied because after making the claims that he had COVID, he went out into public and he did a lot of things that are no nos if you have uh, COVID. What up, Boxing Jedi? Um, what up, Big Boys Boxing? Real quick, y'all make sure that y'all check out some of these guys that I'm mentioning in the chat. Like, I think everybody knows Boxing Jedi, but if you don't, please check them out. Um, Mo Boxing, he's another one that I try to catch his lives whenever I can. I don't think he's really putting out like content. Like when I say content, I'm talking about just videos. Um, so, uh, but check him out. Like I said, I try to catch his lives when he does them, and then Big Boys Boxing. I really want to talk about him real quick. Big Boys Boxing. He's been, you know, with the lack thereof of boxing that we get sometimes. I mean, we get boxing, but then we're not really getting the boxing that we want, which is really ties into the theme of this, what this whole live is all about. But anyways, what I like that Big Boys Boxing does is that he'll do like fight night, and not just fight night. He'll do other video games too, but he'll do like fight night. Boxing Lounge is going to be working on something similar. Uh, but it's still quite different in concept. I don't want to steal his thunder, so I'm not going to give out too much information on that. He could tell you all about that at his own um, on his own time. Bonjour, Jack Attack MMA. That's one of my MMA guys that I go to whenever I want to learn about MMA. If you are interested in MMA at all, Jack Attack MMA got your back. No problem, Mo Boxing. But let's go ahead and get back to this whole thing. So let me bring this train back to the rails. So back to what I was saying. It's natural for us to want proof. And I do see some people, even people that I respect, saying, "Oh, Spence is being accused of lying," and it's true. He is being accused of lying. Um, but it's not exclusive to him. Now, I can't speak for others. There might be people who aren't calling Fury out on this bullshit, but I am. Like I said, I've changed my stance on maybe he got it on purpose. Now I've switched that to yeah, he's fucking lying. Um, I expected Teofimo Lopez to provide proof that he got COVID. You know, this isn't something that is exclusive to Errol Spence Jr. Now, of course, there's case by case basis. There's people who might look the other way in certain circumstances, or when it's certain fighters, I should say, and then it's intense scrutiny when it comes to this particular guy. But let's not act like Tyson Fury was being accused of lying. And I think he was. I think he was lying. And I'm not saying I think Spence is lying, but I am saying this, all right? I have to lean in that direction. And that's just because there's a lot of fishy stuff going on with this situation. Like it, it's very strange that Spence has an eye injury in the same exact day, the same exact day. Fabian Maidana, who is um, Ugas's opponent for the same night, pulls out of their fight because he also had an eye injury. Same day the shit. I can't say same day the injury happened, but same day both these guys pull out of their respective fights, and now we're being told that it's gonna be Ugas and Manny Pacquiao. I think that seems just a bit too convenient. What are the chances that on the same card, in the same weight division, two different fights in the same card, that opponents would have that the two guys involved in two separate fights have the same. Well, it's not the same injury. Um, Fabian Maidana doesn't have a torn retina. It's some kind of other eye injury. But it really doesn't matter. An injury pulling you out of the fight is an injury pulling you out of the fight. Um, so it just seems a bit strange. Like this is like not something. This isn't something that happens all the time. Um, it's something doesn't add up here. It just doesn't. What up, UGC Flame, Chen Smoke, the Outlaw Pugilist. Y'all check out Outlaw Pugilist as well. Uh, Another channel that that I support. Um, so, but let me get back. Coincidence ranks supreme that day. I've been making jokes in chats and stuff. I'm gonna keep it real. Like one of the things I've been saying is that there's a pandemic of eye injuries. Um, Hold on real quick. I don't. Just bear with me for a moment, guys, because apparently after I left yesterday, I got like multiple assignments. Um, and I work them pretty quickly for my job. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get on them once I finish this live, and I'll just make sure I don't make this live last too long. I'll make sure that when I do that panel, I'm not working. But I want to at least get certain things in motion, and I'm already done with what I wanted to do. So I'm going to get back to this conversation, and then I'll end the live. But but yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna accuse Tyson Fury of lying and then turn a blind eye to Errol Spence when this is extremely weird. Another thing, shout out to Mark from Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News, because here's something. All right, on the UGC lives, we've been saying what's going on with the VADA testing. What's going on with the VADA testing? Like, we've been told that there's VADA testing, but it hasn't been, as far as we know, like they're not enrolled or anything. And according to Mark, and I'm gonna put it that way because I'm gonna be honest, I haven't looked into it for myself. So I'm not saying that Mark is the end all be all, but we all know he is very knowledgeable. I mean, we can't act like the guy doesn't know his boxing. So when he says something, I'm gonna put at least a little bit of weight. But as always, you got to look into things for yourself. So I'm not gonna say that this is fact. I'm gonna say this is what Mark said, and I'm gonna look into it. And probably when I do my panel, we can address it at that point after I've actually looked into it for myself. But shout out to Mark from Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News. But according to him, it's week of VADA testing, and Errol Spence gets this uh, injury just outside of a week. Just outside of a week, just outside of when they're going to start doing the VADA testing. Now, I'm not going to say that he's on something because I am a firm believer in, innocent until proven guilty. All right. I'm not accusing Spence of anything. I'm just saying these things are very weird, and you can't blame people for having conspiracy theories on what may be going on to this fight being canceled. All right. Just like some of y'all have conspiracy theories about Tyson Fury pulling out of his fight or postponing his fight with Wilder. Just like we have conspiracy theories about Tiafimo postponing his fight in the whole debacle that's going on over there, and I'm not going to get into that because I've been seeing a lot of different things. Like, I guess the IBF threw a whole foil and the fight being moved over to Australia. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I noticed that when certain guys postpone their fights or cancel their fights, there's this energy of, oh, we want to see proof. But then when it comes to their guy, it's like, oh, he's being accused of being a liar. Yeah, but you accuse these other guys of being a liar. I'm accusing all of them, each and every one of them. I did it to Fury, and I'm not even. Well, actually, with Fury, I think he's lying. With Spence, I just want to see proof. Shut me the fuck up. That's what I gotta say. Shut me the fuck up. Show proof. And if you have a tore retina, look, I don't expect the guy to go in there without trying to be as close to 100% as possible, especially when you're fighting somebody like Manny Pacquiao. All right, I want to see the best version of this guy fight the best version of that guy. Version, I mean. I kind of said virgin. I don't want to see virgins. I want to see the best versions of these guys fight each other. So if the guy and the eye, it's very critical. Is very critical if you can't see how you're gonna hit. How you're gonna land your punches. So I get it. It's not an injury that's to be taken lightly. And when you're talking about the retina specifically, fuck around, you can go blind completely. But what I'm saying is this: serious injury or not, we should see proof. Anything, anything that is anything that is going to stop a fight from happening, I think there should be a level of proof that is required. Now, I will say I don't know if that's really um, plausible as far as requiring it, um, because there is HIPAA laws. For those of y'all who don't know what HIPAA is, they're the reason. If you've ever gone to Walmart, all right, and you go to their pharmacy section, you'll notice that they'll have the counter, and then the line starts a good 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 feet away from that counter. And that's because of HIPAA. Not everybody follows the law and follows the rules. They'll have a sign that says "Wait here," and people still want to stand directly behind the person at the counter. And it's, the reason why they have that sign is to comply with HIPAA. It's to keep your confidentiality of your health situations. Like it's supposed to. Everybody's supposed to have peace of mind. That's why your doctor's not just allowed to tell your family members information about your health without you releasing. It's because of HIPAA law, and because of that. So there, it may not be possible to require people, boxers. At least here in the States, I can't speak for other countries. It may not be possible for them to require proof of injuries and having COVID and stuff. But if you, to me, if you're not willing to show proof, it makes me think you got something to hide. All right. Not saying that you're guilty, saying makes me think you have something to hide. You may have an injury, but you're maybe hiding something else. I don't know. I don't know because you won't let me know. So if you don't let me know, I'm left to my own devices. Like I said, I don't think people should just automatically um, say he's guilty without proof. But come on, we can't act like we're gonna be suspicious. I'm gonna go mute real quick because my sinuses are really bugging me. So I'm gonna blow my nose. I'll be right back. All right, I feel like I can breathe now. But uh, hold on real quick. Let me take a look at. Oh, what up, Ness Mendoza? We'll take a look at the chat real quick. What up, Mad Chad? Check out Mad Chad as well. Actually, I think Mad Chad was the one that Mark said that on his live about the whole week of um, VADA testing. And shout out to the Boxing Jedi because I gotta say this. He actually the day before he was saying that something like this could happen, and it did. So shout out to Bruce Wayne, aka John Wick, aka the Boxing Jedi. I gotta give him his credit on that. He said something like that, exactly like this could happen, and it did. So yeah, shout out to him on that. So but yeah, this is there's just too many things here that seem way too convenient. All right, and it's not hate on Spence. 'Cause I didn't also didn't believe it when it came to fucking Billy Joe Saunders with his Flonase shit. When he tested positive, and he's like, "Oh, I was using a nasal spray, and that's where I got it from." I don't believe that shit. So, yeah, we can definitely come up with conspiracies when things seem just not right. But like I said, we also have to recognize that they are conspiracies and that they are theories. And I can come up with a conspiracy and say this is what I think is legitimately happening. But I'm not gonna say that they're guilty because I don't have proof. At the end of the day, it's just a conspiracy theory. I don't have proof that this is what's going on. And like I said, I am a firm believer in innocent until proven guilty. So I don't want anybody to get it twisted. I ain't out here saying, he's he's full of shit. What I'm saying is, I think he is. Now, if he provides proof, then it's like, all right, I was wrong. You shut me the fuck up. And that's the thing. A lot of times, fanboys they they want you to shut the fuck up without um the proof being there, and that's the thing. All right, nobody here has a past. while others don't, to say when they think things are bullshit. That's just the way that it is. And if I'm looking at you and you're saying, okay, this guy, he's lying, he's full of shit, he doesn't have proof that he has COVID. But then when it comes to this guy, you're going to complain that he's being accused of lying when he hasn't provided proof. I'm sorry. You're being hypocritical. That's just the way that it is. You are being hypocritical. You can't accuse this guy of being lying because he doesn't have proof, but then get mad at people for accusing this guy of lying because he doesn't have proof. You're being a fucking hypocrite. All right? I don't get into the whole racism and all that. And I'm not saying racism doesn't exist. What I'm saying, this is what I think. All right, when it comes to the racism, and I hate talking about racism, but I feel like I have to bring it up because that's playing a big role in the people who are getting outraged that this is being, that this is being said about Spence. All right, I'm no fool. All right, I know racism exists. Why does racism exist? Because we got ignorant dumbasses in this world. All right, but here's the thing: the best way to get rid of racism is to fucking treat everybody the same. Ain't nobody gonna convince me otherwise. You want to get rid of racism? Everybody gotta be treated the same. So if I'm accusing a white man of lying because he doesn't show proof, I'm going to accuse the black man of lying because he doesn't show proof. Why? Because I'm not racist. I'm gonna put everybody on the same fucking playing field. And I'm not seeing that energy is being the same across the board. Hold on, I just want to take a look. I haven't looked at the comments for a little while. But it's funny. I realized I titled this with a certain title, and I would be clickbaiting if I didn't address that. This is the reason why I don't get excited about when fights are announced. All right, this fight between Spence and Pacquiao is a good ass fight. It is a good fight. Um, but you see what happened. And a lot of other people, I wasn't, but there's a lot of people who were very excited for the Wilder Fury fight, the third one. You had one guy who said he lost over $1,000, which I still don't buy that shit. I still think if your event is canceled, you get a refund. And if you don't get a refund, then I'm sorry, you should have read the fine print. Um, it is what it is. But you can't go pointing fingers at other people in the community because you lost money. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. All right. But this is why I don't get excited when fights are announced. I I get a certain level of excitement, but I don't go making a whole bunch of videos. You know, this is why I don't even do. If I'm going to do a prediction video, I'm gonna wait till the last minute. It's either gonna be a couple days or the day before the fight happens that I'm gonna release a prediction video. There's a lot of prediction videos out there right now that are invalid now. If you get AdSense and stuff, hey, cool. You got paid for a prediction for a fight that ain't even gonna happen. I ain't mad at it. But me, I don't do this shit for money. So if I put out a prediction and then the fight don't even happen, I kind of wasted my time. Kind of. It's not a full waste of time because if I gain subs or people found out about me or they see, they They think I really know what I'm talking about. It's not a complete waste of time, but it's kind of a waste of time. I hope I'm making sense. So yeah, um, this is very disappointing. This is why I don't get excited when a fight is. I don't just go balls to the walls excited for a fight once it's announced because there's a good chance it could get postponed or canceled altogether. This is canceled. Now, could it still happen? Yeah, it could. But there is nothing contractually obligating for this fight to happen sometime down the road. If it does happen, a new contract is being signed, and that's no guarantee. As far as I know, the pay per view is this fight still going to be on pay per view. As far as I know, the price is not being reduced, but the fight is not what was advertised to us, and I think that's a big problem. You can't expect people to spend the same amount of money for a lesser product. Let's be real, and shout out to Black Horseman. He said it. Pacquiao versus Ugas does not hit the same way that Pacquiao versus Spence did. It doesn't. It does not raise the same level of excitement. And it's not only because it's a last minute thing, it's not what I would consider to be a pleasant surprise. It's a downgrade. But if I'm still expected to spend the same amount of money, I'm sorry. PVC, Matchroom, whoever, fuck you. I'm not gonna pay the same amount of money. Golden Boy, fucking whoever, fuck you. I'm just being blunt. I'm not gonna pay the same amount for lesser for a product that is inferior. All right, over here we got Publix. I made this analogy before, but I'm gonna try to be quick with it. Over here we got Publix. All right, Publix. For those of you who are not in the South, has their product is more expensive. Okay, but it's better than what you're gonna get at Walmart when Dixie, yeah, when Dixie is more too. But anyways, you know, just to, you know, they I would even say that in some cases they're more expensive than Target. But there's certain things that I go over to Publix to buy because their product is better. I could get 8 pieces of fried chicken from Walmart for like $4 and some change. If I go to Publix to get fried chicken, it's gonna be double. It's gonna be like $8 and some change. But I'm willing to spend that $8 because it's a better product. It is superior in every way. It tastes better, it looks better. This is the same thing. Except they're wanting me to spend double the price on the inferior product. Nah, fuck that shit. I'm not a fucking fool. We gotta realize our power as consumers. Like you hear people talk about, fuck communism and all this. Well, we're in a capitalistic society. This is what capitalism is. Don't pay for the bullshit. Now if they come out and they say, look, we're due to the circumstances, we're going to um, reduce the price of the pay-per-view to whatever. As long as the reduction fits the event, cool. Then I take everything I just said. I take it back. But hey, what up, Smack by the Mac? Y'all check him out. He also does UFC stuff. Um, Good channel. You might know him by Hybrid 95. What up, Rasclot? Rasclot actually put up a video earlier. Um, I'm gonna listen to it after I end this live while I'm working. But definitely check out his video. Boxing Jedi did a video. Black Horseman did a video. What up, Iron Kong? Uh, but yeah, we got to keep it real. Like, don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. Like, don't spend $80 on a pay-per-view just because PBC tells you that it's worth $80. You got to decide for yourself. Is this worth it? I don't think it is. How the fuck are you gonna charge me $80 for Spence versus Pacquiao, but then you're gonna give me Ugas versus Pacquiao? It's not the same thing. If you go to McDonald's and you buy a Happy Meal, or sorry, if you buy a Big Mac, a number one from them, and they hand you a Happy Meal, I'm pretty sure you're gonna say something. You ain't gonna be like, "Hey, I didn't order this shit." Chances are you're not even gonna accept for them to charge you for the Happy Meal and refund you for the number one that you ordered, the Big Mac meal that you ordered. You're gonna be like, "Nah, you can keep that shit." Why is this any different? Why are we gonna treat this any different? We are the consumers. We have a certain amount of power. Somebody else is if somebody else is willing to let PVC take advantage of them, that's their business. But we need to be smarter than that. So yeah, if they don't reduce the price or put this on regular Showtime or Fox or whatever, we shouldn't just be taking it up the ass. All right, I'm I'm not fucking Peacemaker where you tell me to eat a bunch of dicks and I'm gonna be like, oh, this whole beach was full of dicks. I'd eat each and every one of them. No, that's fucking stupid. Charge me a lesser amount or put it on, do something that is fair and I will support it. But come on, we're gonna pay $80 for Pacquiao versus Ugas and then Ortiz versus Guerrero. Two guys that I thought were retired. That fight is not a good fight. That is that's a bargain bin fight right there. All right. That's a BOGO. We were buying Spence versus Pacquiao to get that one for free. All right, that's what was going on there. And now we ain't even getting what we're paying for. Come on, fuck out of here. I'm not buying the shit. I'm not. If they don't reduce the price or put it on like regular Showtime, I am not supporting this shit. Let me just take a look at some more of these comments just to see if I want to piggyback off of any of them. Notice not much footage of the Spence training. Actually, supposedly there was like some sparring footage, and Keith Thurman said it shouldn't have been released or whatever. When it comes to like training, I'm gonna be honest. This is just how I feel. I don't expect for training, a bunch of training footage. Why? Because then your opponent can go and take a look, and unless you're going to release something that could be deceiving to your opponent, I don't see why you would willingly give up your tactics and how you're training and all that. So I don't really expect training footage, to be honest. I can understand that. But if you're injured, Show proof. Show proof. Because if you claim you have an injury and you're not providing any proof, that leads me to believe you got something to hide. Whether that be that the injury is fake or something else that could come out of the proof that you provide, then it makes me think you have something to hide. But I'm not saying that you're, that's just the way that I see it. I understand why the fans want to see training footage, and there's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, that's just the way I see it. I don't necessarily expect for you to, be showing all your training footage because, like I said, that could really give your opponent the upper edge if they're paying attention to the shit you're releasing. Hold on, that's better. Too soon. Yeah, and we was making like a bunch of jokes in Jedi's live yesterday about, I was calling Spency Wonder, and I was talking about how Spence would be there talking about, isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? But um, I don't want the guy to go blind. The guy has a family, you know. I don't want him to go blind. I wouldn't wish that. To me, that's kind of a shitty person. A shitty person would wish that kind of shit. But what I'm saying is this: if I was getting excited for a fight, which, like I said, this is the reason why I I I have a base level of excitement that I get, and I try not to let it get any higher than that because of this. Because of this. So yeah, I mean, it's just, to me, I don't see how you could be a boxing fan, especially if you're somebody who's accused other boxers of lying, and then get mad at other boxing fans for expecting proof. But I really hope that, this is exactly why when there was all the back and forth, right? There was all the back and forth between Fury and AJ. I saw videos every day, multiple videos, in some cases from the same channel, about those negotiations. Even if they would have signed the contract for that fight, I was not going to be extremely excited until those guys were in the ring standing across from each other. If a fight sounds too good to be true in this era, I ain't getting excited until they're in the ring. That's just the way that it is. Until the event could have already started. The undercard is happening. Until I see those guys actually in the ring with gloves on, their hands are wrapped, their corners are ready. Until I see that, I am not going to get extremely excited. And you guys are fans. I'm not going to tell you how you should, how you should enjoy the sport. But I would strongly suggest that you guys set those same standards, those same expectations, that until these guys are in the ring, anything could happen. And even once they're in the ring, anything could happen. Don't believe me? Ask fucking Holyfield and Riddick Bowe. You think they expected their fight, one of their fights, to come to a screeching halt because some guy literally flew into the fucking apron of the ring? They did not see that coming. Nobody saw that coming. So yeah, anything could happen even during the fight. So in that case, that was an event that made the fight more exciting until we had to wait for the fight to continue. But that's what I'm saying. Like, just say, be realistic, especially in this era. Don't get super fucking excited. I knew it was kind of pointless to kind of go and report on every single thing that we're hearing about those negotiations. And at the end of the day, those people, they wasted their subscribers' time. I said it, Jedi said it, some other people said it too. Don't get so excited about this undisputed fight happening. And even though this is about Spence and Pacquiao, it's the same thing to an extent. Was it undisputed? No, but this was a fight a lot of people got excited about, and now they're fucking pissed because it's not happening. And they need to be more pissed if they're expected to spend the same amount of money on this fucking fight. So yeah, don't like always check your excitement. Always. What up, CMD? What I find weird is two fighters from the same fight card, except for the same range, expensive. Yeah, that I CMD. I was saying that. I said you cannot blame people for thinking something's fishy going on because on the same day, both these guys are announced to have an eye injury. And not only are they from two separate fights, they're in the same weight division. You can't. How convenient is that? If it would have been like Usyk, I'll just throw that name out there, and his opponent pulled out on the same card, I'd be like, all right, that's weird, but it's not like Usyk can then fight Pacquiao. They're two completely different weight divisions. The same weight division. Doesn't that seem a little bit too convenient? It's too convenient. Oh, Jedi, I was talking about, we both said not to get, when everybody was reporting on AJ versus um, Fury, like when the negotiations first started, we both said don't get don't get real excited about this. Like, kind of wait. Like, if you want, if you want to report on it, cool. But don't get like, don't expect this. Don't start reporting on this with the expectations that this fight is going to happen. Even if it gets signed, be skeptical that the fight's going to happen. And this is a perfect example why. And this ain't the only one that's happened recently. Because even the fight that Fury ended up signing got postponed. Even even the Tiafimo fight with Cambosis, which nobody was really excited for, but people, got into this whole thing about, oh, see, Tio got all this money from Triller and all this, and it may not be happening on Triller, it may not be happening at all. So yeah, set your expectations realistically. No, no, it's all good at CMD. I'm just letting you know. It, if anything, like, this kind of shows that it's a reasonable. I said it earlier. You weren't here. You came in. You said the same thing. And CMD, he's a guy with a clear head on his shoulders. Like, you listen to him, he doesn't really let emotion get fog up what he's going to say a whole lot. Of course, I mean, we're human beings. We have emotions, so it's gonna come out. But some guys, like, they let their emotions run wild. CMD's not one of those guys. You listen to him; he's always calm and cool when he's reporting on stuff. And he's definitely somebody that when he says something, you should respect it. He's a very respectable guy. And I'm not just saying because he said the same thing that I said earlier in my own live. I'm saying this because I legitimately listen to CMD's videos. I don't catch every single video. I may not comment on every video that I listen to, but when I listen to CMD boxing report on something, I respect it. I may not necessarily agree with it, but I can at least say when CMD gives his opinion, or when he gives his opinion, he tries to be he wants it to be an opinion that has basis for it. And when he's reporting on stuff, he's trying to be as objective as he possibly can. So, but yeah, you're of course you're more than welcome to check out what I said earlier. But I was saying the same thing. It's weird. How is it that on the same card in the same weight division, in two different fights, two guys have eye injuries, and it's like, oh well, you know what? These guys were training already. You could just put them in the ring together. how convenient. Just saying, you can't blame fans for being skeptical and feeling like this is a bit too convenient for this to happen. Like I said, if it would have been two different divisions, we'd be like, all right, this is weird as hell, but whatever. But when it's like, oh well, these guys were already training, they were gonna be on the same card, both their opponents had injuries. It's weird. It's extremely weird that they both had eye injuries. But like I said, it's kind of irrelevant if an injury happens and these guys, if both guys had opponents that had injuries, regardless of what those injuries were, and end up fighting each other, that's still very convenient. Actually, the level of convenience isn't changed. But it's extremely weird that they both had eye injuries. The other thing is Spence's injury is potentially um, that's potentially career ending. A high possibility that his career ending actually to the point where I think he should probably be he should probably be made champion in recess in both the IBF and the WBC. I think that's fair. And then he should provide proof that he can perform to be in order to be reinstated. Because now what's going to happen is the division is at a standstill as far as undisputed. I mean, it was already at a stand. Let's be honest, it was at a standstill before, but this is like a major standstill where it's something that it's like if you can't perform, then why should you be holding these belts? We should let somebody else do it, and then um, you know, they should come up with some kind of protocol for something like this. I don't want Spence's career to be in a way. I'm hoping he will. I don't want his I don't want him to go blind. I don't want his career to be ended short because of something like this. But the show must go on as well. So if if he has a torn retina on either eye, um, then I mean, best of luck, champ. Hope you recover, and maybe you should go ahead and retire and vacate them belts. That's what I think. Just a moment. What up, Marcus R? The sparring partner was using the same gloves as the one Fury used to make Wilder's inner ear bleed. Okay. I don't really know what the point of that is. I don't know what you're trying to say, if anything. You mean you could just be bringing up a fact. That's perfectly fine. I just don't know if you are trying to make a point with it. Um, but yeah, one last thing, real quick, because I could see this being, I could definitely see this being a point of contention. Um, when it comes to this situation, all right, it is not the same thing as the fucking camera being shut off when they were wrapping Fury's gloves or hands. Sorry, let me rephrase that. They don't wrap his glove. I mean, they do, but the hand wrapping, there's a whole controversy over that. I don't want this. If you're going to say that, oh, well, how are you going to require proof of Spence to, show that he has a torn retina, but not require, but not be suspicious of the hands being wrapped and the camera being shut off. This is how it's different. All right, it's different because fucking JB's was in there watching the hands being wrapped. Okay, there was not nothing any of us could do if we saw something weird going on when the hands were being wrapped. Okay, we don't have the phone number to the Nevada State Commission or California, or I can't remember where that fight happened exactly, but there was not anything that any of us was going to be able to do. If we did see something, you know who would be able to do something? JD's, and he was in the room watching the hands being wrapped. Okay, so it's not the same fucking thing. All right. And by your own logic, you're kind of admitting to being a fanboy because you're admitting that you don't expect Spence to show proof, but you're perfectly fine with demanding that we see the camera footage. From, like, it's so fucking stupid. All right, you're not proving your point at all. If anything, you're going to prove our points when we're saying it's fucking stupid to be talking about how they cut the camera off when you had somebody in the room on Wilder's team who could actually do something about the shit if he sees something funky going on. You're only proving that you're a fucking fanboy if that's your stance. So yeah, I don't want people to be like, "Oh, well, you're a hypocrite if you're saying it's stupid for us to talk about how the camera was cut off, um, but you're gonna require proof." It's not the same fucking thing. It's not at all. Not even close. So yeah, let's not go down that route because you will get bodied very easily, very easily. I hope. I think that's the perfect way to end this live. So yeah, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. If you don't agree, perfectly fine. I don't want subscribers who just are yes men. Okay. But if you disagree, your your argument has to have some basis that makes sense. Right? But yeah, to me this isn't the whole thing about uh no, you wasn't talking nonsense, Marcus. I'm just saying, like, I do it too. I'll say things that really don't. It's not to like make an argument. It could just be a fun fact. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know if you was just bringing up a fun fact or if you was trying. If there was a point to be made. If there wasn't a point to be made, I'm perfectly fine with that. That's cool. It's not nonsense. It's just, hey, this is fun fact. But yeah. I really like that. This was an eye opening experience. So yeah, I hope y'all, like I said, I'm not opposed to people having opposing views. just as long as you're not like being disrespectful to me just because I don't see it your way. And if your opinion is going to hold more weight if you have something substantial to back up why you feel the way you feel. Is all I'm saying. Well, I may not agree with it, but we can always agree to disagree. It don't gotta get to this whole thing of, oh, you're a fucking fanboy, you're a fucking casual, just because we don't see things the same. We don't see things eye to eye. I'll put it to you that way. Just because we don't see things, just because I don't, I don't see things with my torn left retina the same way you see things with your scratched up right eye. You know, your foggy right eye. Your fucking what's it called? Fuck. I forget the name. There's that eye condition where like your eye is foggy. I forget what they call that. It starts with a C. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, y'all probably know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I is the word of the day. I also had like this joke I was making yesterday about that the retina. For those of y'all who don't know, it's funny because I've only owned one Apple product, and it was a long time ago. I'm not a big fan of Apple, to be honest. If you have an iPhone, cool. I mean, I'm not here to start a Android versus Apple war. Um, I'm just saying, for me personally, I I find that I like Android products more than Apple. But if you like Apple, that's perfectly fine. But for those of you who don't know, at one point Apple was calling their displays retinal displays. I think it was specifically on the iPads. Could be right or wrong. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Apple products, so there's a good chance that they had iPhones that they called their displays retina. So I was just I made a joke, a little jokey joke about how his retina display got detached from, got torn on his iPad during his incident that he had uh, in his Ferrari. So it was just a little jokey joke. That's the other thing. When people make jokes, come on, like don't be so fucking sensitive. Um, I remember, when there was jokes about Spence being missing. Some people were getting pissed off because they were making jokes, and that was after, because he wasn't hardly making any statements after he had his accident. And people were getting really pissed, and it's like it ain't that serious. Like we can joke around. And if you don't find the joke funny, jokes are subjective. Some people feel you shouldn't cross certain lines. Some people feel maybe you should wait a little while, and I kind of get that. But at the same time, you can't get mad at people for making jokes. I laughed at jokes where Manny Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez. I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan. I laughed at jokes when people were calling Anthony Joshua Juicy J, even though he's never failed a drug test. Because they're just fucking jokes. All right? These guys are public figures, and in case you didn't know, public figures is open season. Why do you think Saturday Night Live has gotten away with making fun of public figures for like 50 years at this point? Nobody goes after fucking Saturday Night Live. Why? Because they're fucking jokes. But yeah, some of y'all motherfuckers just need to lighten up, all right? All right? If I can laugh at people making fun of Manny Pacquiao because he got knocked out, putting his knocked out ass on a NyQuil box, editing that shit, and I can laugh at that shit, come on. Just lighten up. Lighten the fuck up. At the very least, don't be calling people scumbags or pieces of shit because they make a joke about your favorite boxer. All right? At the very least. But anyways, yeah, I hope this was an eye-opening experience. I hope we could see at least a little eye to eye. What up, I buy houses? Just saw you come in. I'm gonna end this in just a moment. I hate iPhone. I have an iPhone because my kids all got one, but I still use a Samsung. Yeah, I I use Samsung, and there's actually some other good products. I whenever I go to buy a new phone, I always do like some research and I look at other products other than Samsung. Sorry, and I look at Samsung products too. So I shouldn't word it that way. I look at a bunch of products and they're not all Samsung. And I always find myself buying Samsung because that's what I like. Um, and I look at other products that are cheaper because I would like to save some money. And I'll be honest, Samsung ain't cheap. All right. But I always find myself spending a little bit more because I like the Samsung product. Just like you spend a little bit more on a pay per view because you like the product. Don't spend more money on a lesser product just because they tell you that it's worth it. No, you got to decide that for yourself. You're going to let somebody else decide that for you. I'm sorry, but I respectfully tell you, you are being a fool. Anyways, yeah, let the eye jokes ensue. Hope this was eye opening. I hope we could see eye to eye on at least a couple things I talked about in this live. But y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. If Spence does have a torn retina, I hope he has a speedy recovery. And he may want to consider early retirement. That's why I kind of hope he is lying about it in a sense. But yeah, don't be taken for a fool just because. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.